back. It's the DAZN Boxing Show. I go with the name of Bach.
And I'm Barack the Boxing Bully.
So nice of you to join us, fresh off the jet. Look, Barack, I know you're about to say some slick stuff, but I got here.
Today's Monday, brothers. Whatever.
All right. Now,
wait a minute. You got dropped off before me. I got home at midnight. You talking about you got home at 1 in the morning. What are you talking about?
First off, midnight is the morning, so it's.
But you said 1 in the morning. You added an extra hour though.
Whatever. We got so much to talk about. AJ Franklin here on the opening bell. Look, I want to start off with one of the things that people were talking about all week, Barack. First off, congrats to Anthony Joshua. Dominant performance. In my opinion, he won 10 or 11 rounds out of that 12-round showdown in a packed house in the O2 Arena. The fans were in the building. Let's talk about Derrick James, because that was the X factor here. That was what was different going into this fight. People are saying, I want to see that Derrick James camp aggression. Is he going to pull it out of him? Are we going to see a vintage Anthony Joshua, the same one we saw with Dillian White? I saw on Saturday night a more put together, skilled boxer. I'm talking about defense after every combination. The right hand was immediately back. There were so many left hooks that Jermaine Franklin threw that he did not land because of that quick defense. So I thought that's what stood out to me in terms of what was different, Barack. Like what I saw that I hadn't seen in previous fights was the actual real defense.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Definitely the defense in the pocket. It was amazing to see him block shots. Wow, like that. That was pretty good. The thing is that I believe we're all looking for the old AJ. None of us are coaches, but we're all looking for the old AJ, because that old AJ got guys out of there, and we want to see that. But since that Andy Ruiz fight, we're gonna see a different AJ, and that's just the facts. And also, think about this. Derrick James, after the fight, said in the post-fight press conference, he said, Joshua did exactly what I told him to do. So if there's any discrediting, if there's any complaints, he wants it to all fall on him, because he made the game plan. He said that Joshua executed the game plan the way he wanted. He didn't want an aggressive, angry Joshua. Understand something. We didn't really know Franklin. But we found out about him in the Dillian White fight. And those guys fought in the pocket more than Joshua and him. White couldn't get him out of there. White couldn't stop him. Guess what? He has an amazing chin. We're finding that out now. So this is the way you beat the guy that has the amazing chin, that got hit with right hands and did not move. The only shot that hurt him was 11th round shot to the body. Beautiful body shot, left hook to the body by Anthony Joshua.
Right, not to mention, you said it and other people said it, Jermaine Franklin is the more experienced boxer, meaning he has more, I guess, skill level to some degree because he's been doing it for so long. But AJ's the one that outboxed him every round with the jab, with countering. He outboxed him. Look, there were even late on in that evening, there were some other fighters, I won't say their names, but they were saying they spent time in camp with Jermaine Franklin, and he was sparring big, heavy-handed heavyweights and was eating the shots like they were snacks, like nothing. So now we know that Jermaine Franklin has a hell of a beard.
Yeah, he has a hell of a chin. He's not getting knocked out by Dillian White. He's not getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua. He has a chin. So you have no right to discredit a man for not knocking a man out that's never been knocked out before. That is ridiculous of fans to even, or especially media, or especially people who are involved in boxing. Like, what's wrong with y'all? You don't know if the man can get knocked out. He might have an Evander Holyfield chin, a young Evander Holyfield.
How about Jermaine Franklin's right eye was swollen from that left jab? So AJ definitely used a jab and very effective at times. There were times in that fight, I'm sitting ringside where I felt he landed the right hand and he was in perfect position to follow up with the left hook. I mean, perfect position, and he did. He pulled back and then reestablished the jab. Now, I mean, that's good boxing. It's good textbook boxing when you're not taking many risks in there. You're winning each round easily. And I thought he did that for the most part. But there were moments in that fight where in the pocket, he engaged. He threw some right uppercuts to the body and followed up with left hook. But he was dealing with a guy that obviously had a tough chin in there. And maybe this was just the start of a good thing with Derek James, Brock. Maybe Derek's saying, all right, we're going to work on this first. Then we're going to implement more aggressive combinations in there. Now that I know you can handle yourself in the pocket, you're bringing your hands back up. You're moving away from the line, because he also moved away from the line, lateral movement to the left. I saw that. I was looking for those little nuances that the average casual fan doesn't see, right? The average casual fan wants to see big, heavy punches and knockouts. But I was trying to look at what AJ was looking for. I seen an improvement overall. When it comes to the sweet science, I seen a big improvement, Barack.
Yes, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that we all didn't want a knockout. Of course we want a knockout in the flyweight division. You know, That's us. We're fans. We're stupid. That's what we want. We love violence. You know, but if Dillian White couldn't get it on the inside, and Joshua couldn't get it, maybe this guy just got one of those strong beards. Can anyone get knocked out? I guess, but not necessarily Franklin with those particular shots. Maybe later on in his career, you'll see him get knocked out like Evander Holyfield. You know, but one thing I realized is that there was something that Derek James said to me afterwards. He said, the bulk of the learning doesn't happen in camp. It happens in between fights when you're not training for a specific opponent. And that makes so much sense. That way you just get to look back. Now they have tape, actual tape of them working together. You get to look back and say, these are the things we need to correct. In general, not just for a specific fighter, let's work on those things. It's always harder to hit the smaller guy who's moving, just like Tyson Fury says about USS Cunningham. It's always harder to hit the smaller guy who has good head movement, who's moving his head off the line. You know, So it was a tough fight, and Anthony Joshua, like you said, was able to outbox Jermaine Franklin.
Fairly easily for the most part. And is there room for a little improvement? There always is. Like
of course.
My uncle always used to tell me no matter how good you are, there's always room for improvement. And I think that I like him and Derek James. I like the corner interaction. Derek is animated and very precise, and AJ is always locked in. He's always been that guy to listen. So I like where they headed with this.
Shout out to Jermaine Franklin too, because I was sitting behind him in his corner, and literally everything his corner said, he did as well. He executed as well. He's just fighting a bigger guy who, like, it was just a different fight, like than the White fight. Think about this. People say that White lost that fight. You know, he only outlanded him in about 6 punches and power shots. Joshua beat him in every category: body shots, jabs, power shots. You know, so you're fighting a guy who's actually using the jab. Franklin out-jabbed White. He couldn't out-jab Joshua. So I'm just saying that this is the kind of way you beat this kind of fighter. You beat him with a jab to set up all the other shots.
Now, to be fair, I would love to see Joshua put more punches together at times, meaning obviously set it up with the jab, which he did well. He placed the right hand. And a lot of times they were arm punches, and maybe that's why he wasn't able to hurt Jermaine. But we also find out that he has a hell of a chin. So again, I like the direction. I would like to see maybe 3 or 4 punches at times, taking risk in there, because I think AJ obviously has shown he has power, and sitting on those punches, I don't think anybody could withstand those shots.
Right.
At the end of the fight, Brock, there was a little mayhem there when I guess AJ had a little interaction with the not so good interaction with the trainer, one of the trainers, Jermaine Franklin.
It started with the 2 fighters. You know, think about it. In the beginning, in the middle of the fight, let's say after the 6th round, they were kind of like tapping gloves. AJ kind of like tapped him on the head, like good stuff. I think Jermaine was giving him like props, like, okay, good defense at the end of the 6th round. By the end of the 7th round, they were both saying F you. You know, so it's emotions in there. It's a fight. After the fight, they kind of tapped gloves, was walking away. Somebody must have said something. I don't know if it was Frank. I think it was Frank. I'm not sure. Joshua turned around. They came to each other like normally fighters would hug. They did hug, but it was a fake hug, like, I'm hugging you, but I'm also protecting myself. Right. So Joshua kind of like grabbed him up, like, yeah, are we hugging or are we fighting? What are we doing? And then it kind of turned physical. And then that's when the trainer jumped, Franklin's trainer jumped up there, and then even Tony Bellew went to him.
I was sitting right by Tony Bellew. And look, Tony has a rep. You know, he's from the hood. He doesn't play any games. He didn't in the ring. But last night, You know, he was ready for the smoke and whatever was about to go down. In his pinstripe suit, Tony was playing no games, but thank God security got in the way and it didn't get out of hand, but it almost did. And I was right there front center.
I believe Franklin's trainer actually apologized to Tony afterwards, you know what I mean? But nothing happened, you know, it was just some high emotions in there. Like I said, it's a fight, it's okay. They broke it up and it was all good.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, what's next? What's next for Anthony Joshua is the question. Yes. There's so many directions. I know the rumors are Dillian White, the rematch with Dillian White. Dillian White was on the broadcast hosting with Laura Woods and Tony Bellew. So it seems that that's the path they're taking. I like that fight. Look, I think if anybody's gonna get the old AJ out is Dillian White. We all saw what he did in the first, in the first bout. It was a war, roadman, as the Brits say. I like that fight, but people are also thinking, look, AJ at his size, is he still an elite heavyweight, and can he compete with the likes of Wilder and Fury? I say yes because of the size and the power, and I think he's trending in the right direction with Derek James. So if you're going to tell me Dillian White is next for Rock, I won't be upset with it.
I mean, it just looks that way. It looks like everybody's talking about Dillian White. I'm not looking for the old AJ anymore. I spoke to Derek James. I see what they're saying. I'm listening to what Anthony Joshua is saying. I'm not going to fool myself and say I want to see the guy that fought Dominic Breazeale. That was a reckless AJ. Even the Klitschko fight.
I think when people are saying that, let me just chime in here. It's not that we want to see the same AJ technically.
Yes, you do.
I don't think people want to see.
Yes, you do.
It's no. It's the mindset. AJ had an aggressive mindset where he was very aggressive in those fights, like a killer instinct, so to speak.
You don't care about the mindset. You care about the physical attributes, the things that he did physically. That's what you care about. Nobody's saying, oh, that man was aggressive mentally. No,
that's what I'm saying.
Got him out of there.
That's what I'm saying.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You want to get him out of there. You want to get him out of there, and that's it.
Right, but when I say people saying the old AJ, yeah, there might be some people that want to see a reckless AJ, but I'm not included. I'm talking about wanting to hurt you with more than one punch.
You act like he doesn't want that. You act like he doesn't want that. No, I'm not saying
he doesn't want it.
Now he's smarter.
First off, look, I'm the one that said I love the way he's boxing. I love the way he boxed Saturday night. I think Derek James is doing a phenomenal job.
You want to see the old AJ.
I want to see
maybe Dillian White to bring the old AJ out of him. And I'm saying, put that to bed. Floyd changed up. We didn't see the Pretty Boy Floyd anymore. He switched it up for a specific reason. AJ saying the same thing. I got a different coach who's teaching me different things, and I don't want to be that reckless guy anymore. I want to take the knockouts when they come.
I never use the word reckless. I don't want to see AJ reckless. I'm saying more volume, meaning more risk, meaning just a few more.
There you go.
Maybe one or two more punches.
You're saying in a nicer way.
2 more punches, right? Instead of 1, 2, follow up with the 3 and the 4 uppercut. And I think he's headed in that direction. That's not the old
AJ. You're making that up. That's not the old AJ.
First off,
the old AJ was punches and bunches in the middle, not caring about defense. That's the old AJ. Now, if you just want to add an extra punch or two, even his trainer wants to add that.
Aggression.
But you said
more aggression. AJ. You can't tell. Look, you can be aggressive effectively.
You said old AJ. Stop switching it up.
And smart.
You said old AJ.
I said the aggressive aspect. The aggressive aspect, the mental aggressive aspect. Sometimes people, you don't see it when you're fighting smart.
You don't know how to lose an argument. When you right, I stop and I say, yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not arguing. You don't know how to lose an argument. I'm not trying to lose or win here.
You said the old AJ. The old AJ wasn't letting him stay. Why are you switching it up?
No, because look, that's the way you interpreted it. I told you that I was saying mindset and you calling me a liar.
Because you're lying.
How the hell can you tell me?
Because you're not talking about a man's mindset.
You're not
talking because it's impossible to be talking about a man's. The man's mindset is shown by what he does physically. Therefore, you are talking about what he does physically because of that mindset.
At the end of the day,
you can't say he don't have the same mindset. You can't say that.
No, you just do it because I can't think.
You can only say that because
I don't know what he's thinking. You're right. I can't say he doesn't have the same mindset because I don't know what he's thinking.
Exactly. Then what are you talking about?
That in the ring. You have to translate that.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
And look, at the end of the day, from the beginning of this program right here, I said it. He looks a lot better than he's had.
Stop going back to what you said. No kidding. But you also said you want to see the old AJ.
Before the fight, I said we're going to see a different AJ, one that we've never seen before.
What? That got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
We've never seen an AJ that was this defensive.
Nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
Now, next training camp, I think it's going to get even better, and I think he'll become more aggressive. That's it. At the end of the day, this is not an argument.
No, he won't. He's going to be a smart fighter. He's going to be a smart fighter. He just outboxed. He just outboxed a guy who probably people thought was the better boxer.
Right.
And that's what we're going to see. When he fights Dillian White, we're going to see the same AJ we saw on Saturday night, boxing AJ.
And what's next for Jermaine Franklin before we get out of here? Look, a valiant effort fighting a giant. He was outboxed, but he had his moments in that fight. He's still a competitive heavyweight. I would love to see him against another guy. What about Deontay Wilder? Just for the measuring stick aspect. I like Deontay Wilder versus Jermaine Franklin, especially a guy that has a chin like that. Let's see how that fight plays out. That's what I want to see Jermaine Franklin.
That's an incredible fight, because what we're saying now is, okay, they're saying possibly, people in the gym are saying Jermaine Franklin can't get knocked out at the moment. Let's see if Deontay Wilder can knock him out. That's a beautiful fight right there.
All right, that's our show for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace and love. Stay safe. We're out of here.
Introducing the new DAZN Boxing Show podcast. No matter the time or the place, getting your boxing content has become easier than ever. Tune in as we give you exclusive insights, predictions, fight night recaps, and more alongside the biggest names in the game. All for free. Available globally every Thursday across all audio streaming platforms, and with new episodes dropping weekly to give you the latest news. Just type in the DAZN Boxing Show podcast, listen in, and enjoy.